Good evening. Welcome to Airfix and Chills. It must be Monday, so here we are. We're here to help you with the hangover from the weekend, which is my new tagline for Airfix and Chill. Anyway, good evening, folks. We have Malcolm on tonight. I think last time you came on, I think it was last year when we talked about Models for Heroes, and I thought it's their 8th birthday, and they have a bit of what can I say, not a promotion, but bit of a cry for help, I should say, in asking scale modelers to help the charity. Now, obviously, there are many ways you can help Models for Heroes, and we'll go through them tonight. But we've got John Alec on the panel, we've got Ben, we've got Zinzan, and we have Jim. And if others who have received the invite will pop on later, that's brilliant. But anyway, let's have a chat about Models for Heroes with Malcolm. Malcolm, welcome to Airfix and Chill.
Hello, good to be back.
It is.
Thanks for having me back. Must have done something
worries.
right.
You are, honestly, mate, you're always welcome. If you anytime there's something that you need or anything, you can always come on here. One other thing I'll just say, any super chats tonight, obviously super chats get priority with the messages. We always mention and discuss the comments, but any super chats that we receive tonight will be donated to Models for Heroes. So, so which is a good thing. Malcolm, let's go right back. So, if you don't know Malcolm, he has a podcast called Just Making Conversation. So if you recognize his voice but don't recognize the face, that's where he is. He does it with a chap called James Giffins, and they have all sorts of fun on there. But Malcolm prolifically is known by us for his charity work. And so, Malcolm, if you'd like to explain about Models for Heroes to those who don't already know, here's your platform.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Malcolm Childs is my name. 2017, I was stupid enough to decide to spend my days making a charitable organization called Models for Heroes. And what we do is promote the hobby for good mental health. We promote the hobby for good well-being, and we support our armed forces and emergency service personnel with the hobby, with model making, because as we all know, it's an incredibly frustrating hobby. No, it's a hobby that requires patience and quiet, and can give you some relaxing time away from difficulties in your mind, difficulties in the world, etc. It's also not really about the models. It's about us guys. It's about people. It's about getting together and chatting and shooting the breeze and telling lies, talking crap. And that's really it. We've got 70 plus sessions around the UK. Some of them are quite concentrated around. We've got 3 in Telford. I don't know if you knew that. 3 separate ones. We've got Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. We've got online sessions as well, which we've been running since COVID. That's once a day. In fact, I'm missing one today. Someone's covering for me, so that's quite good.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah. 14, as you were saying just before the show come on, 14,000 model kits sent out since we started. And actually, it's probably more than that, because there's a dynamic link on our website on the front page, and it tells me exactly how many we've sent out, including the ones we sent out today.
Yes.
So bear with me, and I can tell you exactly how many it is.
How many a day roughly are you then sending out?
It's a week. So a week we're sending about 10 to 15 boxes a week out.
Wow.
So 14,682 model kits provided in support of our bravest since 2017.
Yeah. Brilliant. So that's really good. It's what made you choose the armed forces as the recipient of the model kits, etc.?
So my dad is worked in the RAF for 40 plus years, just a civilian, but he was served in the VA before that. My father-in-law was Army. So a lot of my friends are model making, and veterans, or still serving,
Yeah.
And I noticed that a lot of people were veterans in the hobby, or men of a certain age would go down to the newsagent with your pocket money and buy a little Airfix kit in a bag, and that was how people got interested in the military things as well, I think.
Wow. Yeah.
But I started volunteering for Help for Heroes in 2016, and that's really where it kind of kicked off. Yeah.
Fantastic. And you don't just provide model kits; you provide all the accessories as well, don't you? So that it's not a case of here's an FX Tempest and there's no glue, no paints. If they're somebody that's relatively new to it, you would also send out the sprue cutters, the paints, and the glues.
Yeah, that's right. So we've got a list of things. We've got clippers, sanders, tweezers, magazines as well.
Right. Okay.
Model magazines.
Yeah.
Not the ones you're thinking of, but the Scale Model World and all those kind of things.
Yeah, they're excellent to actually do the models on. You can cut through, use them to put your models on to cut with, can't they?
Okay, yes, you could. Yeah. It's also loads of tips and stuff in there and guidelines and all that kind of thing in there too. I mean, sometimes it can be either I want it to be inspiring, but sometimes it can be frustrating for people to see like, oh, that's what I want to do. Why doesn't my Tiger tank look like that?
Yeah.
But that's where our modeling sessions coming in, and our guidance and our Facebook group and all that kind of thing. We want people to learn the hobby with us, because everyone's on the same journey. Everyone's on the same pathway. Whether you started early or if you've been modeling for 40 years. You're still going to enjoy it the same, aren't you?
Exactly.
But yeah, we do. We send out glues and tweezers and sanders and clippers and everything's needed. And when we can, we put some decal solution in there. When we can, we put some clay wash in there. It also depends on the beneficiary as well. They might already have tools.
Yeah.
They might already have a type of glue that they like to use. And if we've got it, we'll send some to them. But everyone's different. Everyone likes something different. Yeah.
You were recently, can I say, was it a case study when it comes to scale model kits and mental health? How did you get involved with that? I did read up on it, and it was a fascinating insight. And to be honest with you, we've known it for years as scale modelers, haven't we? And now you've got the paperwork to prove that when we shut that door, I've always. When you shut that door to your workbench, it's just you focusing on that, and the world slips away, doesn't it? But that report, how did that come about? Did they come to you? Did they?
So it's kind of a collab. So it's a report published in the Journal of Occupational Therapists. You can find it as a link online if you go to the About section on our website. There's the person who wrote that, did the study, was the person who I was volunteering for in Help for Heroes in 2016. So young lady called Kerry Lawrence, she was the person who said, oh, we could do some model making, and saw the benefit of model making and gave us the platform to build on with Help for Heroes. And that was what she wanted to do. When she wanted to become an occupational therapist, part of her PhD or whatever it was she was studying, she had to do some research, and that was what she chose. And then had been before then no research dedicated to scale modeling or a modeling hobby of miniatures. It was always arts and crafts in a big envelope. The NICE guidelines mentions arts and crafts as being beneficial to mental health. Doctors recommend it, and now we've got it. Prove it. you know,
Yeah.
prove to be good for you.
Yeah, and as I look on the website now, I see there's some really good snippets um, from this, like the neurological basis of occupation. It was found that music, drawing, meditation, reading, arts and crafts, and home repairs, for example, can stimulate the neurological system and enhance health and well-being.
Wow.
And I
Yes.
think this is why Men in Sheds is so popular. You know, you have you have a room. And in that room is what you can do with it. So you may have a shed with wood tools, so you can do your own DIY. You know, these things are relaxing for us men. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and but now you've got it. Does that help with gaining grants and bursaries for the charity? Because it must cost money to. It's all well and good receiving model kits, accessories, and stuff to send out.
Mm-hmm.
How about the financial side of Models for Heroes?
Yeah. So
Do
it's
you?
not cheap.
It's not cheap, no. Well, I
No.
know
So
that.
we have
Yeah,
to. When we started, I was doing everything from the garage, my own garage, back of the sofa. Kids grown up with having to walk around boxes and things like that. One year we had a box stack, taller than our Christmas tree, and my kids were like, "Oh, why don't we just decorate that big pile of boxes that Dad's got of donated modelers instead of using a Christmas tree?" You know, so we had to have a place to do the modeling in, especially once COVID hit. We had to we accelerated, so we had to find somewhere to put everything. But luckily, there's a warehouse, a business park near where I live, so we rent that. So the Armed Forces Covenant Fund Trust gave us some money to kickstart that in 2020. Training wise, volunteers are given a mental health first aid course. Which is 2 days, and the National Lottery Community Fund pays for that, and the rest is funding from model shows and public events, and not rattling a bucket. You're not allowed to do that anymore, but standing there with a bucket behind a bench that has got a load of models built by our beneficiaries.
Yeah.
You know, and if people approach and they're stupid enough to stop, then we'll say hello and we'll talk to them, and then, you know,
If I see a bucket, if I see a bucket, I always put some money in. But I see it because, you know, and also you've got the Friends for Models for Heroes as well that I think I saw at North Devon Model Show on Sunday. I think it was either Models for Heroes or Friends for Models for Heroes.
It was North Devon was Models for Heroes. At Avon, it was Friends.
It was Friends. That's right. Yeah, I've got them two mixed up, and they help with raising funds for the charity as well.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a social club, it's an IPMS club, and their subscription goes to helping us out. You know,
Fantastic.
which is lovely.
Yeah, I was just thinking of ways of raising money, like sponsor a modeler, like for £2 a month. You know what I mean? It's just put it out there.
You could do, yeah. I mean, the boxes to send a box out. It's just it's just over £7 now. It's gone up. We can send a box out anywhere in the UK as long as it's under a meter and under 20 kilograms for £7-ish. So you know, it's not cheap, you know. So I mean, every week just sending stuff out, we're looking at nearly £100.
Yeah,
you know.
I know.
Rent and everything else.
We have this discussion all the time with our accountant. You know, you look back to 2020, price of a first class stamp, 65p. Now first class stamp is £1.75. Bubble wrap, £14. £15 a roll. You know, just at 2020. Now we're paying £20 a row, I think it's £25 or £27 a row, things like that. So I can see those costings coming up. Pano, if you've got any questions or anything you want to add to this, please just jump in. It's not just me and Malcolm, you're also involved. If you want to mention anything that you want to ask, I just want to go to the chats because first off, we've had 2 super chats already. Can I put this up now? Hang on, if I go to, how do I put them up? There you go, starred. There you go. That's right, they're being starred. So, first one was Julianne Hall. Thank you very much, Julianne. £25 donation to Models for Heroes. Thank you so much. And Darren Hall has also donated £20. Thank you so much for those super chats. Justin Mason, good question. I know you've answered this before, but how do I forward tokens onto Models for Heroes? I've got 117 tokens, so you better put the address out there for that. That's about three. What's that? 3 Series 2 kits. That I think, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah, they changed the exchange rate all the time, but yeah, it's about that. If you go Justin onto m4h.org.uk, and then there's a little green button at the top that says donate. Click that, and then you'll come to a page where you can donate funds, donate kits, go shopping, or Airfix flying hours. Click on that, and then the address is on there. It's basically our registered office address, which is at the bottom of every single web page on our website.
There you go. That's the page there. So if you want to donate to your flying hours to Models for Heroes, there is everything there. And you do not have to be a member of the Airfix Club to donate them. So if you're not a member, which many of you are not, and you feel that, you've got plenty of boxes upstairs, just rip the tickets off or rip the flying hours off. It doesn't matter what they are either, because I know there's some that shaped like propellers. There's some that are circles. I think the old motorbike ones had a different shape as well, but a flying hour is a flying hour. So if you would like to send them, the address is there. Models for Heroes, 1 Harrier Road, Newbury, Berkshire, RG20 4AB. And if I copy that, I'll put that in the chat as well. So if you do have any of those flying hours that you'd like to donate, please feel free to donate them there. Got a response here. Jock's Models Bench. We love Jock. He comes on a Tuesday night. I have my own little members only live stream, and Jock has comes on. We lovely man, heart of gold. I personally want to thank Malcolm for his help in sending me kits all the way up here in Pitlochry. I think that's how you say it. You helped me through a difficult time in my life. Again, thank you. Keep up the good work. And that's from Jock. And we've also had another super chat, which is great. Mike Trooper has donated £10. Thank you so much for that. Brilliant. Any questions to Malcolm, please put them in the chat box, in the chat, and then we will answer or pass them on. Gremlin has also donated £10 to Models for Heroes. Cool. It's a good win for you tonight, Malcolm, isn't it? Brilliant. This is fantastic. And also, the other question was, can we send model kits to you as well?
Yeah, same thing. So while you're on that page, Moz, if you click over to there's that little aeroplane, donate kits. Click on that, and it's all the details again on there. Same address, send the kits to. And yeah, all the details for what we want on there. We want unstarted kits, kits that don't have paint or glue on them yet. So you can have opened them up and had a sniff and have a play like you do, and have a look through. But no glue or paint, because if somebody hasn't been able to complete a kit, then someone who's just starting up with the hobby is not going to get very far, are they? So
I understand that. So completed. So I understand if you've looked inside the box, if the tape's broken, it's fine. As long as the kits are pretty much all together, just check them out before you send them up, which is brilliant. And you cannot guarantee pictures of the completed builds either, which is fair enough. Once you've given them away, just have the faith and the trust that they're going into the right hands. All right. That's
we do it occasionally. On occasion, if we get a particular legacy donation, sometimes they do ask if they could see how it's going, or see it when it's finished, or see a collection of models. And it's difficult logistically to do that, and because of GDPR, it's almost impossible. But on occasion, we can do it. We can do it for people. So currently, we have someone building a Bentley, one of the Italieri big Bentleys, and the person who passed away, donated it, had got all the paints ready, had got all the aftermarket ready, ready to go, and then unfortunately passed on. And so his wife then donated it to us, and then we had all the bits and pieces. So we send her photographs every now and again of those.
Oh, bless her. That's lovely. We've had another super chat here from History in Plastic, £10. Thank you so much for your super chat. Question: what sort of things are you desperately in need of? Which is great because I want to add to the stage now. Here, this here. So if I get rid of the hide that. Um, this is your because it's your 8th birthday, isn't it? You've been going for 8 years, and
Yep.
you've set up what we call an Amazon wish list. This is the picture here. There is a QR code, but I'll let Malcolm explain this because he explained it before, but I wasn't quite getting it. So carry on.
So so we're 8 years old in July, and to celebrate it, I thought, what can I do? What can I do? And we've had an Amazon wish list going on for ages, and sometimes people ask about it, and it's not very well often used. So I thought, why not, with the wonderful technology of QR codes, let everyone know about it? And what a better time to do it than during our birthday? So this year, we've got an Amazon wish list up. If you take a photograph or point your phone at that QR code that's on the screen, it should work. It should come up with a link, and it takes you to our wish list. You can get to our wish list through the website as well if you go to the shop icon too. But that will take you straight there. And cleverly, Amazon's had a difficulty with third-party sellers recently, and the sharing of addresses. So you have to put our address in manually, but it's the name of the actual wish list is the address, so it's not too difficult to do. But there's basically the most important things are glues, as it says on there. Glues are the most important things. We go through them so quickly, and they're not cheap, are they, Moz? They're not cheap.
No, but there are workarounds, obviously.
Yes, nothing that is super safe, though.
That's it.
And obviously we have to abide by high street law when it comes to what we send out. So it has to be the proper stuff in the proper bottles. And so it's glues, all sorts of bits and pieces. If you scroll down, you've got like tweezers, and you've got sanding sets, and all sorts of bits and pieces.
I like these instructions. I didn't think of that. It doesn't have to be plastic. It can be wooden as well. There you go. There's your precision anti-static tweezers, which I think everybody's got a set of. You know what I mean? Because they're sharp as well. So
they're good. They don't bend. Good ones. Plastic bags, we go through bin liners all the time, so just stuff for the for the unit when we're working. God, look at the price of those stamps. Yikes.
I know. It's
thank you cards. When we send out thank you cards, we just send a little postcard with a little thank you on it if someone donates, and we have their address. That costs money as well. With stamps. But
would you prefer kits that were like level 1s and level 2s, preferably, than like the level 4s and level 5s of the world?
Currently, right now, we need 1/35th scale armor.
Brilliant. Okay.
That is where we are at currently. We have a very bare and sorry looking set of shelves currently. I don't know why suddenly everybody wants to build armor. Everybody and their dog or their cat, whatever you say it is. It's all armor.
Well, as I said, I will suggest that if you would like to buy cheap 1/35th scale armor, Das Work, and I've done we're going to give away Panther tonight, actually, because I've done a video about this particular tank. But 1/35th scale, £24.95. So if you are looking to buy or thinking of donating a model kit, and you've got a spare couple of quid lying around, the Das Werk Panther and the Jag Panther, sorry, they're £24.95. They are so cheap, and they come with a very tiny amount of photo etch, and they're easy to build. They're a very, very good. I would say if you've built 2 or 3 starter sets and you fancy building a 1/35th tank, that is a really good kit. So if you fancy doing that and helping out Morsel Heroes that way, which is good. So these are basically the items you've got. The Hobby Boss 148 assembly kit.
Those easy assembly kits are wonderful.
they are the best. You know, the Bearcats in particular are fantastic. I built them
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, they come with a little tray. Everything's all set out. You
Yeah.
know, the 1/72 easy assembly kits are awesome.
Yeah.
The minimum amount of pieces,
Yeah.
and the pieces aren't too small. One of the things we have, because some of the people we have come to us are older, or they've had an injury, and so their eyesight isn't as good. Their hands are not as good as they used to be. So they're always wanting bigger kits because they've got bigger bits. But you and I know that if you've got a bigger kit, you've got 8 parts to go with your foot pedals instead of just the one. So you've got tinier bits, but lots more of them. So we like those easy assembly ones because the part count is lower.
Yeah, I get that. Pano, have you got any questions for Malcolm?
I'd say I've got one question.
Hello,
and
Ben.
Hello, Malcolm. You sort of answered it already with the 35th question. But what is the most popular sort of subjects that are being modelled, and do those subjects generally go along with what people have served in, maybe, or are they very open? Or
yeah. So model manufacturers since we've gotten the Falklands happened, which we've got in Northern Ireland, which we've got in the Cold War, and those subjects where people would have served in vehicles just are incredibly popular. You know, people want Hercules, they want Chinooks, they want Land Rovers because they know them. You know, they want Warriors, Scorpions. They're not donated so much because other people want them too.
Yeah,
they're popular. That'd be wonderful if some manufacturers started making some more modern armor. You know, and just the Land Rover stuff. You know, that'd be great. You know, like the Operation Herrick that our Airfix did.
Yeah,
in 148 for some reason, but they did it in 148. Those would be perfect. We could get loads of those.
We going back to that, we had Dale on Airfix and Chill. We mentioned that to him because have you seen the price of the Augusta, or is it the Merlin, isn't it?
Merlin,
what was it? Augusta Westland Merlin, and they're like £100. There's one on eBay for at the moment because I want one, 120. And he put out the question, you know, because now it was taken out of the service it was in and put to somewhere else. It looks a lot different to what it was then. And I said, release it. I think the problem with that series, it was released before its time.
Okay.
That's what I think. And because it allegedly really sold that well. But I've got the Coyote, I've got the Jackal, I've got the Patrol, I've got the Land Rover set there in my collection. I've done the quad bikes. They were really fun to build. And the other ones, the Challenger tank.
Yep.
And there was another tank as well, wasn't there? Was there like
the Warrior?
The Warrior.
Warrior.
But they only released it once. So it was 2 cycles, 1 year and the second year. And then they had the buildings as well, which ended up being chatted about in Parliament. So I think that burnt their fingers a little bit. But I think that now with the anniversaries that are coming up of the Iraq War, Operation Herrick, and all that was going on, it could be a really good time for them to re-release all that. And I think after we had the conversation, I said, yeah, just release that Merlin because people want it. I think look, I ain't got a crystal ball or nothing, but I think Airfix would be foolish not to re-release that series again.
Yeah, well, you look at Gecko; they've released Land Rovers. They've done all the variants of Land Rovers, haven't they?
Yeah,
you know, and that's what people want is the Land Rovers. So that's what they recognise in their service.
Yeah,
same with like a Ford Transit, a modern Ford Transit in 32nd scale. How many times would you? I probably can think of like 5 or 6 people that would want of those, and then you can have their own logo on the side of them. You know, be brilliant.
Yeah.
But what do we know?
I just think that Airfix are in response to some of these companies, a very small team with a finite budget, and I think they look they look for riding the horses that they're going to win with sometimes,
course,
and like I did the review video, or not a review video, but I did my July announcements, and the comments I'm getting about the Gecko Matilda, because the way the CAD looks, or the the sag on that, because it's a hell of a sag on that tank on the top of the tracks, it's blown people away. But then you've got like 40% of them saying, I'd love to build it, but the photo etch and Gecko is not an easy bit of plastic to master. But I could, it's a sort of thing that Airfix could do at a skill level 2 or 3 without the need of photo etch, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, they
And
could.
probably
Yeah.
do a pretty good job, but they haven't got that, Gecko take risks. Airfix, I think Airfix have found their little path here. It's with the ambulance that they've released, the 135th, the Ferret Scout, and now the Stolly, which has had mixed reviews. Well,
It's massively popular with
That's
our
not.
beneficiaries.
It's
Because they
out of
remember it. They know exactly what it sounds like. They remember what it smells like.
Yeah.
And
how they
backfiring
caught fire. And how they caught fire.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's sold out. So
you would say it's genuinely your belief then that manufacturers should start to modernize their range per se, in terms of subjects and bringing out closer to now and closer to what people would have served in. That's what you would like to see and your beneficiaries would like to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right, Ben. Definitely. That's right. I mean, it's the stuff that they remember fondly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not that far ago. It's in the last 50 years at least. But that'd be good if we can have some more Land Rovers, please, and more Challenger 2s and Warriors.
Yeah.
And just your figures, that'd be great.
I think, is it the Challenger 2 is the Trumpeter, isn't it? That's the only one that does a Challenger 2. Is that right? Is it
Depends what scale you want. Academy do a good 148 one.
Do they?
Really good 148.
So does Riffield.
Yeah. Tamiya do a Challenger 1 and 2. So.
Do they? Yeah.
Yeah, the Riffield have a very good 135th scale Challenger 2 with photo etch on it. Lots of tiny parts, though, unfortunately.
Yeah. James Givens just mentioned it. Our father's father didn't serve with Shermans. We are at that time now.
Yeah.
That's a good shout. That I just want to quickly go back because we've had some more donations tonight. I think if I haven't mentioned you, Craig, I'll mention you now. Thank you, Craig, for £10. Baz has donated £10 as well, and Justin Mason has also donated £20. All the super chats are going to Models for Heroes tonight. The drinking game for Bearcat has started early. Yeah, I get that. Trumpeter to the bad Challenger 2. Well, if it's the only one out there, then you do it, don't you? That's the trouble with some of these, is that only certain manufacturers do it, i.e. the Stalwart. You either had accurate armor or now you've got Airfix. And to be fair, I still reckon that's a skill level 2. I say, it's it goes together lovely. And you can do what you want with it. So Paul Wiltshire's just said, Malcolm, I'm starting the Sunderland M1 from a tallery that you sent me. Well done. See that? That'd be good. Remember to send your pictures in. And Hobby Boss are releasing a Charlie 2 in 148. So then maybe the Chinese market's got the idea then to do that. So yeah.
Maybe. The Academy one, I don't think you need glue either. No,
it's a snap kit, I think.
Snap kit, yeah. But it's brilliant. Don't let that put you off. It's pretty good.
Yeah. You fed up of hearing about the Stolly. There you go. Yes. Have you got any questions for Malcolm? Please put them in the chat and we'll ask him, obviously.
Well, one thing that I noticed was James was talking about the 48 and 48.
Yes. Oh, did he mention that, did he?
Yeah,
Sorry,
he did, yeah. So
behind on the chat.
He's quite right. The 48 and 48 is a 48-hour build. It's in March. It started off as a birthday bash for the Model Officers Mess, and it's grown massively thanks to James and his team. And this year, they raised £16,000 for Models for Heroes. So it's going to be on again next March. So look out for that. It's 48-48.org. I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I hope it is.
Right. How's the tractor? I've been asked. Do you know about that?
Mine.
Yeah.
Well, there's got lots of tractors. I haven't broken any tractors recently.
I don't know what that's all about. Then. I say,
Oh, do you mean this one?
Is it dodgy? Is it buggered? Is it?
No, not at all. No, it's brilliant kit.
No.
This is the Hella kit, the 1/24 scale one. It's
Oh,
fantastic.
that one.
It's so good. I
Is it?
recommend everyone builds one of these. If you like a tractor, that's yours.
Yeah, it's like I built the the Ferguson TE20, and I rusted it up, and I take that one to shows. It broke on me at the weekend. I was absolutely devastated. You know, scale model shows. I'll tell him it's Mr. Oakley, apparently, Mr. Oakley. So,
hello, Chris.
yeah, the wheel snapped off the back, so I wasn't able to show it. But that was a really, it really makes you think when you put in the steering mechanism in and everything. Makes you think. But that builds up to be a very nice tractor. And also, they're doing one. I think Jadlam and Scale Model Shop were selling them for around about the £20 mark, and you get 2 kits in that box.
Right.
And a diorama base as well.
Right. Okay.
So if you want, yeah, there you go. He's put a link up now. 48to48.org is the fundraising home website. Just 213 days to go. So, did Malcolm figure out what his Mozaru car actually is?
The Moosaroo Cup.
The Mozaru Cup.
Yes. So the Moosaroo Cup is a scale modeling competition run by IPMS Hamilton in Canada.
Wow.
And they provide a model kit every single year to every scale modeling podcast, or ones that want to take part. So it's been growing every year, and we've taken part in the last 4 years. And we've done Mustangs, and we've done submarines, and we've done Gundams, and all sorts of stuff. And that this year is Japanese drift racing cars.
Wow.
And this apparently is a Toyota Mark II. So, yes, I did figure it out.
Have another name than just Mark II. They didn't call it the Mark II, did they?
Apparently. I mean, a lot of this is in Japanese, so it's difficult for me to read it because I don't speak Japanese. So,
you got Google Translate on your phone. Just go over it, innit?
No, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do, but I haven't yet. But I could.
I speak proper Japanese. Put up to the screen. I'll tell you what it's. I'm joking. I don't really. Do you speak Japanese?
I think it says Toyota.
Reference to Only Fools and
Mark
Horses. That one.
Yes, that's Toyota Mark II. Thank you, Ben. Yeah. So, that's really fun. So I'm
brilliant. Annette has donated £10. Thank you very much for doing that. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. There's quite a few. I have to go back over the chat now and see what it is, and then my Google Analytics are going to be way up for this one. I'll tell you, you must come again.
I've got another question for Malcolm, if I may.
Go on, mate. Crack on, mate. Yeah, jump in whenever you want.
Which is, how have you found the transition over the years from when you started the charity, which I presume was more of a in-person based, going to places to host the sessions, to now more of a hybrid whereby you're online doing these sessions, like you say tonight you would normally be in a session, but also you still run the in-person ones. What's the mix like, and is one easier than the other for some people? For example, do they prefer going in person, or is it online, or could it be down to the individual?
Yeah, it's all down to the person. So isolation and mental health go hand in hand. When you are not in a great way mentally, staying out of people's way, not wanting to go out is common and rife. And of course that builds and builds and builds, and it gets worse. And what we try and do is get people out of the house, or at least get them chatting to people online in this kind of environment here. And opening up and being emotionally genuine, talking about mental health. It's harder face to face. I often say to someone, if you're going to come to a session and you're nervous about going.
Sorry, Malcolm, your microphone's just dipped in and out then. If you want to... No, I've lost you. Sorry. Speak.
Get a hammer. Bang on that microphone.
We've lost Malcolm. His microphone is just. Hang on a minute. He's going to have to play with his. He's going to have to play with his plug socket again. He's going to have to. Here we go.
Steady.
This is where we could do with adverts, couldn't we? You know, it's like if any model companies want to advertise on Airfix and Chill and send us a video, we can do little adverts.
We need John Alec to have prepared a voiceover for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need, like I said just before we came on, I said my microphone was playing up the other day, and yeah, it's just died again.
You have to put that on the Amazon wish list. A new microphone.
My personal requirements. Yeah.
But to be fair though, mate, it's, you know, if you're doing all these hangouts and stuff, you know, it's a charity expense.
Yeah, well, when we were being funded by the Armed Forces Covenant Fund Trust, providing webcams to volunteers who wanted to run online sessions was paid for by them. Yeah. What was I saying? Something about something, probably.
Sort of the difference between hybrid and how people and the individuals find it easier to go to certain sessions.
Yes, so online is easier because you can just click off and you can go. You know. Yeah. And that's a nice in, you know. The difference I found from when we started is I don't know everyone anymore. You know, we've got 200 plus volunteers, and I used to know every single person, and now I don't. You know, and that's kind of weird. Sessions happen and things happen, and people have their own kind of friendship groups, and I'm not involved with them anymore. And so that's strange. And the way that we do our referrals, so we get referrals coming from NHS and therapists and all sorts of places. I don't get to speak to them because we're so busy. Other people come in and do that volunteering side, and all I just get to see is the boxes going out. You know, okay, good luck.
I suppose that happens when a charity does increase. You are the face of Models for Heroes. You will lose that. What can I say? Not connectivity, but the closeness of the connection.
Yeah.
But then again, this happens in in any business or anything of some sort of organization where, you know, for instance, you know, you can talk to a company and that person who you speak to on the phone, it could be a sales rep. They are, to them, they are the voice of that company. So, you know, but then I think the morale, you know, the focus of the charity and the mission behind the charity has stemmed from you and is breeding on, if you know what I mean, into the other volunteers. But I did see your mate there, Chris, you said, he said he needs more volunteers for the Southwest. And I promise you, I'm at that age now where my focus is business and, you know, trying to fund my retirement. But give me another 10 years, or if YouTube blows up for me and I'm making millions, I'll definitely volunteer and help the clubs. I am determined to go to the one in Topsham on the way to an auction house I go to on a Tuesday to visit the Royal Marine camp or the Commando camp at Lympstone.
Oh, Lympstone. That's where Chris is talking about.
Yeah, he's invited me a few times, and I went there once. He wasn't there because he was poor. Excuse me, he was poorly. But I do attend. You know, I've got it to go down there and visit that Models for Heroes. I'll call it an outreach actually, because I think that's what it is. It's an outreach. Sure. You know, at one point. Okay, thanks, Jake. Yeah, it is. Have you been there? Have you?
No, I haven't. It's in the pictures.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's.
I just add a thing. I hope you'll forgive me for doing so, but one of the things that one can observe about growing organizations, particularly commercial entities, is that the figurehead and the person who started the business, we'll call it a business, but that's not the correct word to describe for Malcolm's venture, tends to become less hands-on. And there is a point at which a business can either grow or fail, and it depends very much on how trusting and empowering the managing director, i.e. yourself, is going to be. The fact that Models for Heroes continues to grow shows that you have successfully been able to take your hands from the wheels and start to direct in a more strategic way. And that is absolutely to the benefit of the organization. And I applaud you 100% for doing so and allowing the thing to grow organically in its own way. You are still the figurehead. And you should
Thank you.
really, I mean, keep going and keep doing what you're doing. It's clearly working. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
I take my hat off to you. I take my hat off to you.
And sort of following on from that, what would you say was the point at which you realised Models for Heroes was sort of at a level of maturity as a charity? Because I mean, I can remember probably for myself when I was listening to, I want to say it was a Radio 2 interview. Was it Radio 4 with James May? I think.
Yeah, Radio 4.
One of them. Yeah, Radio 4. And I can remember, I think I was on the way down to my mother in Cornwall or whatever. I was listening in the car and suddenly on comes Malcolm on the radio, not expecting it. And it's thinking, I haven't turned the podcast on, what? And then realizing I had listening to the radio and going, oh, wow. That was sort of where I'd say it had gone mainstream. And to me, that was at the point of, oh, now this is in another category. And so what would you say from yourself being the figurehead was your point of, yeah, this we've now reached maturity now, and we now can really start growing?
When Help for Heroes comes to us for referrals and they ask us to help them with their beneficiaries because they know that model making works, and they know that model making works, and everybody knows that model making works for some people, and they come to us for a referral, that I think, oh wow, it's like daddy asking us for help, or beating your dad at chess or something, it's like that. But also
that's your coming of age moment, nearly.
I guess so. Also, when I emailed Dale and say, "Oh, I can't get hold of this kit. Can we have one?" and it's there the next day, and he just sent it. Didn't say no. Didn't ask why. Just sent it. That's pretty cool.
I think you've gained the link to Airfix is very, very strong in the force. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that proved the situation right when they did a Telford on you, didn't they? They said, "Oh, we're being at Telford this year. Remember to bring your kits for Models for Heroes." And before you know it, you're on the phone to Enterprise. We need a couple of vans here, please. We just land White here and pick them up, from here.
Yeah, they didn't mention that they'd done that and said, "Bring your model kits for Models for Heroes." There were people 3 deep in front of our stand on Saturday morning, passing over bags of kits that they'd got, and then stood in the queue, and of course they wanted to get going. They wanted to go buy their bargains and stuff. I have to get rid of these kits first. So that was insane. But there's lots of really heartwarming things that happen that make you feel a bit better about humanity. With Models for Heroes, especially when you go down to HQ and you see all the stuff we've got there, and all the things that have been donated and built, and people honestly who wouldn't be around if it wasn't for Models for Heroes as well. That's been mentioned to me many times, and that's gets you right in here, But there's I mean, honestly, it's not just model making, it's all sorts of other miniature hobbies too. Railway enthusiasts get the same kick out of it. Making Warhammer stuff is incredibly popular, all those kind of things. So
I think it's wonderful. Like I said, do you just focus solely on the model kits and plastic model kits? Because I was thinking the other day, just putting it out there, there's a resurgence of what I would call die-cast collections. Now, I'm not talking about people go and buy the box. It's the restoration side of it. And I'm part of a group called the Die-Cast and Models Community. And I reckon 60 to 70% of the techniques we use in plastic model kits, they use in restoring die-cast vehicles. And I was just wondering whether that could be an avenue, or is that just not an avenue for you, but just are you just focused on the model kits, or are you looking at other ways of embracing others who don't really want to build a kit, but they could fancy doing that painting and weathering side of it for themselves?
I mean, we are focused on scale modeling because traditionally that's my interest and that's what we started at. But now we've branched out on loads of different miniature hobbies and things. So yeah, I mean, not a problem at all. That would be great. I mean, people send you well, don't do that, but you could send your Matchbox kits to us. We'll fix them up and all that sort of thing. And I've seen lots of YouTube actually, people restoring little Matchbox cars from their youth, things like that. It's good fun. Anything that's small and gets you to focus on it, build that is the key.
Right.
So what do you see the future? So that's a crap question. Ignore that one. Where do you see Models for Heroes in 5 years' time and in 10 years' time?
Oh gosh. I would like to have employees. I'd like to have a CEO, managers, regional managers for different areas. That would be wonderful. And I can slowly back away slowly and disappear into the hedge like Homer Simpson,
or go back to your reality, like just be somebody who'd run a little group and help them build scale models. I suppose.
Exactly. Just go back to being a volunteer. That'd be cool.
Your legacy, this is, at the end of the day, this is your legacy, isn't it?
I guess
when
it is. But it's not about me, and it's not about Models for Heroes. It's the people within it. It's the people putting their effort and their time, and like today, donating a couple of quid to us. These days, people find it hard to buy a cup of coffee, let alone donate to charities these days. So it's about them. But in 5 years' time, it would be great to have some. Probably have to get a good grant from somewhere that would allow us to have some salaries going on for some people, so that we can get some more concrete regional things going on. Because like I say, it's everything is run by volunteers completely. I don't know if people know that, but everybody and everything is done voluntarily, which is why it takes so long sometimes to do things with Models for Heroes. But we do it right, but we might not just do it quickly. So that would be good. In 10 years' time, I don't know. Ask me in 5 years' time. I don't know.
Definitely. I'll ask you in 5 years.
Oh, one thing I would like though is to have Models for Heroes written on the front of an Airfix box.
Would you? I don't know why that can't be done, because we saw. I think the proof in the pudding was when they had the Spitfire at Key Model World, and they had. Was it a Mark 9 or something?
Yeah, but also don't forget the. I think most people forgot it now. The NHS Hawk that they did in COVID.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Hawk.
They did an NHS Hawk, so I don't think it's out of
your clap.
And everyone remembers the first day clap.
Boris Johnson.
It can be done. It just hasn't been done, and it's the powers that be up the top need to decide that it's a good idea to do. That's all that needs to happen.
But is it something that, let's say, I don't know, a bit like the NHS Hawk, say it went the same way. They did a charity design. They did a design competition where basically they would select a subject, be it a hawk or whatever. They could design the livery with Models for Heroes or things like that. A bit like where you do your decal set, and then that became an official boxing. Would that be something that essentially that would tick your box? Yeah, we're happy with that.
Yeah, I personally would be over the moon. I'd be excited. I'd buy one, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, I'd buy anything with an Airfix logo on.
That's right.
But that was because that's why I asked the question about 5 or 10 years' time. Now, dare I say it, charities run, or a lot of charities are run on the back of a commercial arm.
They have trading arms, yeah.
And I noticed, because you're not a CIO, you're a CIC. That's so in theory, because a CIO, I don't think you can trade, but a CIC you can.
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking. I'm not. There's no. Charity is charity. And to be honest with you, charity begins at home. I get that. You know, I will support Models for Heroes, etc. But when I saw it was a CIC and it was a company, I was assuming that maybe in 5 years' time there would be like a commercial arm to it that where, you
Not
know,
planning one, but we do have, we do
Mm.
sell merchandise and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
As a CIC, it means that all our profits, if we've ever made any profits, would go back into the running of
yeah,
Models for
Yeah.
Heroes. Also, there's an asset lock. So any assets, if Models for Heroes folds tomorrow, our assets then get moved on to another similar CIC or charity or CIO.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that it stays within the
Mm.
remit of what the kits and the money has been donated for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
that's the idea.
Yeah.
The CIC.
Just quickly going back to that possible kit that you would like, is that something you would say you'd aspire for your 10th anniversary in 2 years' time?
That'd be good.
Is that something that
I can see a dogfight double in that one.
I was going to say, is that sort of a campaign that people like us could help with in pushing that for the 10th anniversary to make it a
Surely,
reality?
an email to Airfix or just mention it when you're at a show and you see him, just say, hey, you know what? It'd be really good if you had a M4H airplane or something. It doesn't matter what it is, does it? It's as long as it's a
There's no point me emailing Airfix for what I want. I've been wanting a Bearcat for years and I get ignored now.
Could you imagine that? They bring out the Bearcat.
Models for Heroes Bearcat, M4H on the side.
No, it'd be good, like Land Rover or I don't know, something.
That could be it. The Herrick range relaunch, but £2 of every kit goes to Models for Heroes.
Well, whatever, a percentage at least, but it would be nice to have that. That would give us some notoriety and some legitimacy. That's all usually very, very helpful when it comes to.
I wonder if Luke from Ravel's watching tonight. Yeah, it's that's comment here. Question, Malcolm, what you do is truly inspiring. Huge thank you to you and your team for looking after the people that should be looking out for keep up the absolute amazing job you all do. Sorry, there was a B in there and I was saying keep up. I'm looking out for keep up the absolute amazing job you all do. God, oh God, I think all the letters were there. I just had to decipher it. We had another couple of super chats again. We had one of Stephen Haynes for £10. Thank you, Stephen. Much appreciated on that. And also Sprue and Glue again. Dave, always a pleasure, my friend. £5. And it doesn't matter the amount, mate. It's all worthy. M4H on an Airfix kit would be a great seller. It's like looking at the figures for the lifeboat with the RNLI. Obviously the RNLI again. They have a trading arm, if I can call it that, a commercial arm, I should say, where they trade. And you can go to any lifeboat station up and down the country, and there will be Airfix kits there, lifeboats, I should say, of their kit, and they probably raising money that way of doing that.
It's a great way of the selling the cause as well. Safety in the water and all that kind of thing. It's not just the money side of it; it's just that awareness of what they do.
I would love a festival, a Models for Heroes festival, where we all turn up in our tents, big marquee, couple of spray booths, and just another build off there or something. Where we can all, and that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Because then I suppose then that would be a great way of mixing scale modelers with Models for Hero beneficiaries. It's like one thing I've always wondered is, have you thought about tapping into the local model clubs? Because I know you have your own thing, but it's just saying for mental health. I understand you've got a lot of people who don't like to leave the house but are happy to stay in. Maybe the next stage would be to encourage them to visit a model club in their area.
We do, So, when we get referrals in, we find out where they are in regions of the country. So, if they're in, the northeast or the southwest or whatever, and then we'll look to see what the nearest model shops are, and what the nearest model clubs are, and what model shows are in their area too. And we'll send them a little list on the website, and get them to join up with our online thing, because we have a thing called Lock Stat on Sundays, which tells you where we are. So we certainly do have links with IPMS as well. But yeah, it's all a social thing, isn't it? And things like this too. Watching these shows. It's all
almost
good.
definitely. And that's I'm gonna have to use that. The Great British Build Off. That would be cool. See, if you had somebody salaried, you could probably get somebody who could organize such a huge event like that. It's
you've got someone who wants to do it, they'll easily do it.
A Model for Hero virtual model club would be an interesting idea if the logistics were there to support it. I think you do have that though, don't you already? A virtual model club.
Friends and Models for Heroes. They're on Facebook and Discord. If you go and search for them, that's a model club for people who want to support Models for Heroes.
Another super chat from Grahamo, £5. Thank you very much, my friend. That's really much appreciative. As I said, all the super chats tonight will go to Models for Heroes. So if you feel that you can make a donation, we've gone through the shop already. On the shop for if you want to help Models for Heroes, there is an Amazon wish list on their website. If you want to go and click on there, if I got the right one here, share. Stop. Let's try this one. Has that worked? Add to stage. Shop. There's a shop. If you go to their website and look under shop there, they've got so you can go and get the Amazon wish list. You can also send the Airfix flying hours. So if you have got any flying hours, you're quite welcome to send them. All the addresses are also on the website as well. So 1 Harrier Road, Newbury, Berkshire, RG24AB. So, and you can also donate kits. You can donate any kits that you don't want to Models for Heroes, but they've got to be not pristine, but they've got to be complete. So if you've opened the seal, I'll say that. Yeah, if you've opened the seal, that's absolutely fine. Anything accessory, And also, if I tell you something that I noticed the other day, you often get a lot of people online saying, I've had a relative die, I don't know what to do with these kits. Just mention Models for Heroes to them and say that there's a charity that takes on these model kits. I understand there's value in model kits, but I'm sure that if you see people that, you can persuade them in a particular way, if they want to donate them, if they don't want to sell, just want to get rid of them, then Models for Heroes could be a good option. And also, you can
legacy donations quite often.
Legacy donations. I would definitely looking into that and donate funds. And you can donate with PayPal or donate with Just Giving, and all the information is there on their website. And so you can donate using the button here. So for £2 a month, no, I'm joking. You can allow us to get a cutting mat to protect the group, protect services at group. £5 will allow them to purchase glues or tools for our beneficiaries, building kits. £10 covers for a bumper box of kits to send out. So that covers the postage of that.
Yep.
And that's it. You should have some more there. £20 will, But yeah, and also I do believe with Just Giving, you can set up a monthly subscription donation.
You can.
So if you want to donate monthly, you can do with that. So
Same with PayPal,
you can do with PayPal as well. I didn't know that. As I said, I'm way out of the game. Last time I was doing charity work, we were using Virgin Giving, and that's gone now completely. And that said, that's kind of you. Models for Heroes are in my will. They will get the stash. Wow, Annette.
Thank you.
Well, hope that's a long time away, love. All right.
Yeah.
Jock saying we'll be sending a bunch of 1/72 scale kits in the next couple of weeks.
Thank you, Jock.
And then she's saying, book them. They will come. What you want me to book? What book a day for a Great British Build Off? it's not that. You think about it. I think I spoke to James Skiffins 2 years ago about it, because he's the man, I guess, who's done a bit of research in this. And it's not just that. You've got, you can rent the field, but then you've got insurances. And you've got to have toilets on site, cooking facilities. You can't just hope that the local burger van and the ice cream van turns up like at 5 o'clock in an evening. Unless you set it up as if bring a tent, bring your stove. But then a lot of people don't like you using stoves in fields. It's Glastonbury is Glastonbury because they're good at it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
I don't know about some people of a certain age might not want to be camping anymore as well.
Yeah, but that's fine. Yeah, and you need a band at night. So 10 o'clock when you have the beer.
Say, I may not be of that certain age, but I don't want to go camping.
Yeah, I like it.
Only we knew someone who was a DJ who could do a set.
Yeah,
I don't know any of them.
Only good ones.
Hey! Oh, I tell you, since I've given up advertising on Facebook, I've exploded, and so I don't advertise at all now. It's all word of mouth for me. That's it, and I like it like that because I can then pick and choose. I'm more picky now what gigs I do. We could do. There's all sorts of things that could be done, but ultimately, at the end of the day, think of yourself. Look at your shelves tonight, and look at that Kitty Hawk that you've got up there on the shelf. You're never going to build it, but there's going to be somebody who would want to build that kit, definitely, or there'll be a beneficiary that will want it. So, if you want to do that, feel free to look across your shelves and see if there's any kits you'd like to donate to Models for Heroes. So
yeah, if you can't send it as well, if you're going to a model show, just check with us to see if we're there, and if we are there, then we can just hand it over straight across to the guys there. Or even if there's a session, you might be able to take it directly there. But best to get in touch with us.
Yeah, there's always a will and a way, definitely.
Yes.
Any other questions from the panel? We've got any questions, panel? Any questions in the chat, please? There just seems to be me at the moment. I like a little bit more feedback. Anything you want to say on that? Go on, Zinzan, put your hand up.
I was putting my hand up to say that living under a piece of cloth and sleeping on the ground and going to the lavatory in a bucket doesn't sound like fun to me. So I shan't be camping anytime soon. But I thought the idea of giving a bequest to you was an excellent one. Yeah. I mean, I'm ex-armed services myself, and having seen, shall we say, both sides of it to some extent, I can applaud this. And somewhat bizarrely, as a younger man, when I was in the service, I stopped making models than starting, and I didn't start again until that time about 4 or 5 years ago. And I can see the value in it, and I often do this in 20-minute spells. I suspect that is what your people probably do as well. And I guess you make a sort of judgment, I suppose, about the skill level of a modeler, do you? I mean, and do you support them to grow in terms of a model sort of building type of skill? Do you do that kind of?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, so we'll talk to a beneficiary at the start of them contacting us, and we'll ask them, if you've built models before, or if you've built one recently, and then we'll find out what tools they have as well, and what their golden ticket model kit would be if they could. A Titanic on the mantelpiece, or if they wanted to build that warrior perhaps that they worked on, and then we'll go from there. There's a lot of mental hills to get over with a lot of model kits, because people's attitude is, I can't do it straight out of the bat, so it's not for me. And there is a learning curve you have to do to get to what you see in a magazine to what it's going to look like out box, you know.
You used to be able to get around there.
And
Yeah,
you can,
sorry,
yeah,
go on.
you can learn those weathering skills. You can learn how to make it look real. You know, you can learn how to do dioramas and how to put mud on it and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's just a conversation that we have with the beneficiary to find out whereabouts their skill
Yeah.
level is. Yeah.
So that's interesting, and it sort of leads on in some sense. One of the things I discovered 4 or 5 years ago was that there's a whole world of people on the internet who are more than willing to share their skills, and it became the best educator I could possibly have imagined in terms of developing what I was doing. And I wonder, is there anything that and I'll speak only for myself here, is there anything that I can do to help Models for Heroes in terms of maybe being affiliated in some sense, you know, to you, you know, doing, you know, modeling shows in terms of online shows, that sort of thing? Is there something that we can do? I mean, you know, what do you think we could do or I could do to help in that way by maybe doing videos? I mean, I'll just add, I don't monetize my channel at all. I don't get anything from it. If I did, I would do something else with it, but I don't. And that is why I am asking, because I don't gain anything from this at all.
So you could put Models for Heroes as a link into your description. You could mention Models for Heroes every other show. You could just wave that flag and spotlight it, you know, and climb a mountain and tell everybody about it. Because if you're talking to people, word of mouth is the best thing.
Yeah.
For people, you know.
I mean, forgive my most lamentable ignorance about Models for Heroes, and I will go to the kitchen and find a fork and stick it in my legs several times. But no, I mean, I think quite often the simple things are often the best, and you've just mentioned 2 or 3 of the real simple ones there, and I think that's a good idea. So thanks very much.
I can see a substack coming on, Zinzam.
Oh, what? Sorry.
I can see a substack coming on.
Well, I don't like to advertise in advance what's going on, but I was making some notes here, so maybe in 1 or 2 weeks' time there will be something. So I've now just got my powder wet, shall we say?
But I mean, you probably know somebody that would possibly benefit from what we do as well. You know, so maybe talk to them about getting in touch with us.
That's going to be my next question. How, if we knew somebody that we felt that could do with, you know, starting with the hobby, how would we go about it? Do we actually do you need like 2 signatures or something to recommend?
No. So as long as they're within the remit.
Yeah.
So it has to be within the remit of Models for Heroes. So it has to be somebody who has served in the armed forces and served in the emergency services as well. You know, so that's cool. Also, so as long as you're in the remit, that's fine. And then we have on the website, we have a self-referral button where you can click on that, and it takes you to a form that you have to fill in. We don't do service checks, don't do service record checks, because it's an extra level of GDPR that we're not prepared to go down. We take people's word for it. You know, you trust us, we'll trust you.
I was in the cadets. I was in the Army cadets, and I did sign up on my form when I was 14 that I could be put up into service. Is that allowed or not?
If you've been paid by His Majesty's Armed Forces for 1 day,
wow,
then yes, but otherwise no. So you can just go to the self-referral or point that person to the self-referral form, or if they go to their GP and they are talking about mental health and they're struggling, they can get referred to us through their link worker, which is called social prescribing nowadays.
And is it just purely veterans or active personnel as well?
Yeah.
In terms of both blue light and as well?
Yes, active and veterans. Yes, Ben. Yeah. So with the emergency services, you have to be a Category 1 responder, or listed as one, or an ex-Category 1 responder. which generally those two are the same things, veterans and emergency services.
BP has put a comment up saying, what do I have to do to qualify for Models for Heroes resources? I'm a vet of 23 years service in the army. I've just nipped onto the website here. If I add it to stage, is this right to share? If you go to support, click on support for you, scroll down, there's a self-refer by using this link. Click on that link, which is not loading now. It was loading.
It will.
I think there's loads of people jumping on the site now for self-serve, so let me just try open this in a new tab. Let's try that in a new tab, shall we? See if that helps. And then share. There you go. There is the self-referral scheme. So if you want to fill in this form, so yeah, you can, not sure includes check here, and just need a bit of proof of service, and that's it. And they can email them with the information, and go
through that form, and it'll iron out, the questions and things like that we need to ask. That's
it really. So if you want to self-refer yourself, you can. There's a form there for you, my friend. Let me just stop that a minute. Let's get rid of that. It says the process is completely painless experience. So it's painless, apparently, Malcolm. So that's one thing good. It's So I'll answer that question in a minute, Richard. That's a good question. Question for Malcolm. Do you have groups in the northeast of England? I'm a Royal Navy submariner. Is that what you say, or submariner? I don't know how you say it. Submariner. Is it submariner, which is the American way or something? I got told off in the video for saying submariner, and I think the guy was American. So
that's one word. That's one word you got right. I cannot.
What is it? Knowing you've taken a letter out or something. That's what you normally do, isn't it? We'll just remove one letter. Normally the U. Do you have groups in the northeast of England? I'm a Royal Naval submariner, veteran, and operational firefighter. I would be interested for the interaction. Craig, over to you, Malcolm.
So again, on the website, if you go into the website, you have to log in and register to be able to see this. But if you register on the website, you just have to put your email address in. You'll be able to see our map of all the locations, and we keep that behind that registration just to mitigate where all the information of where we are.
Yes.
Right. So if you go on there,
it's a security thing anyway, isn't it? It's to be, I can see that because people they bot and they spider these websites trying to gain any information they can just to use, isn't it? So I can see that.
Right. So it's just it's not very safe, but it's something.
Yeah.
So yes, northeast we've got Scarborough, Harrogate. There's one starting up near Durham, and currently I think there's one in Newcastle up at Veterans Launchpad. There's a group called the Veterans. Yorkshire Veterans Model Group, and they basically like Models for Heroes, but they only operate in Yorkshire in the area. They've got a Facebook group, and they have 4 sessions in Yorkshire. They run for veterans, very similar group to us. Yeah. So, but if you can't find anywhere, just chuck us an email.
Yeah, the Yorkshire Veterans Model Group.
I think
is that the one you're on about? It's on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's in your links of other bodies that you deal with.
Brilliant.
So that might be the one. So yeah. So yeah, that's fine. You just want to carry on. My work commitments mean I cannot do frequent volunteering, and I think a lot of your volunteers step in when they can. There's no you're not subscribed to you got to do at least 8 hours a month. There's none of that. It's when you can. So
no, absolutely. I mean, the whole idea of volunteering is that you do it when you can do it. And we're all busy people, and we've got no quota. We just ask you, every year or so, just put your hand up and say, I still exist. I still want to help. But I mean, the volunteers can go from somebody who just shares our Facebook posts, to someone who spends 8 hours a week running sessions.
Yeah.
You know, or traveling 200 miles to pick up a model kit for somebody. You know, the level of dedication and support is up to you. But we'll take anything. You know, if you're good at something, if you have a skill that you'd want to impart, you know, let us know, because I'm sure we can use it somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the fun nature of Models for Heroes. It's like a massive model kit itself, you know, all made of different parts.
Yeah.
Some working at different speeds.
And you don't have to be. It's only the beneficial. Just sort of put this out in case it gets any confusion. If you want to volunteer for Models for Heroes, you don't have to have been in the services either. Because if that was the case, Malcolm wouldn't be doing Models for Heroes because you weren't in the services, were you, mate? You find me where.
I'm
So if you want to
a
become a
dirty
volunteer,
civvy.
yeah, you're a civvy man. So if you want to be a volunteer, you have to have been in the services. It's just for the beneficiaries have to have done a day paid for by the government or the king or the queen back in the day. Jock's Model Bench asked, I'm trying to start a club up here and asking what kind of help I could get from Models for Heroes in starting a club. Where are you based? Oh yeah, you told us, didn't you, where you are? I suppose email Models for Heroes, and I'm sure that Malcolm will get back to you.
Yes, yeah.
Because there may even be a club close to you, you know, within 20 miles or something already. You never know. So
yes, there could be. There's a contact button on there. Just hit that, and the websites, our email address is on there, or you just fill in the form and let me know. Yeah, get in touch. That'd be great.
Yeah. Chris is also a civvy, which is good, and he would like to volunteer services. That's absolutely fine. Jim Brooke again answering the question: how do you go about volunteering actual time? I'm just down the road from MFH HQ. Again, I think it's wise to email Malcolm with your phone number, and maybe that's the sort of that wouldn't be done over email. I think that'd be more of a phone call. I think on
how you nearby, or just arrange to come in and have a chat. You know,
let's come up and visit you sometime. You're there 24 hours a day, aren't you? Isn't that right, Malcolm?
No. Feels like it sometimes, yeah, but no. I'm not there 24 hours a day. I did do about 3 days in there, and then the rest of the time's working from home on computers and stuff like that.
That's brilliant. Let's be a bit personal, Malcolm. What are you into when it comes to scale modelling? Are you in? Yeah, I knew that was. Oh, thank you. Love it. Sorry, I've just been given some baked slices from the missus, so if I'm chewing away. What are you into when it comes to scale modelling? Are you a diorama man? Are you like 1/35th, or is it anything goes? If it takes your fancy, you'll have a pop at it.
Anything that will have me, basically. Anything that I can build that will let me build it. Currently, I'm building 28mm bolt action figures.
Really?
Currently, right now, yeah. These guys.
Come on, focus camera.
Hang on,
you got that. We must have the same camera. Look at that.
If you go like that, it usually gets upset, and then you can
that's it.
There you go. 28mm bolt action, painting them up like British Airborne. Yeah, good fun. But I mean, I've built all sorts of stuff: aircraft, tanks, robots. I'm going to start on cars soon. On them.
Any warships? Any warships at all?
No. Let's move on quick.
The Millennium Falcon is a spaceship, so
I'll take it.
I like it. Yeah.
I haven't actually been there. Do you know what though, Ben? I have up here, and I bought this when you started Snap.
Oh yeah.
And I've always wanted to build it, and I haven't got round to it. It's a
it's a little
scale hovercraft. Yeah,
so
and it's been on my. Sorry.
Up again.
It's been on my shelf since you started Snap, and I always said I was going to build it. So, one of those things though, I've got so many things on my shelf that I said, "Oh yes, I'm going to build that," and then I haven't.
But that is a great little starter in that scale because it is such a simple little subject.
Yes, yeah, it's a hovercraft. What's not to like? You know?
Yeah, exactly. There's not many hovercrafts in the scale modeling community. I don't think in shops. I saw one the other day. I think it was Trumpeter, like a proper war-looking hovercraft.
Big one. Yeah.
I know Gecko's done one. Yeah, Gecko's done a Vietnam era one, I think.
I think it's what it was. I think it wasn't Trumpeter, it was Gecko. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
Gecko.
Gecko.
Yeah. A lot of money though. It wasn't cheap. I think it was 120 quid.
For a
How,
hovercraft?
yeah. How much is the SR4N going for nowadays? If you can ever find one, that's
What the? Yeah, that's going for about 80 quid now, isn't it? On the bay, isn't it?
Holy smokes.
I've got two upstairs actually that I mean to build, but the trouble is, again, the decals are buggered on it. So I've got the plastic, but the decals, it's one of them. And that's why vintage classics are so good, because normally the plastic's buggered when it gets into being a vintage classic. But if you've got an older kit where it's only been like third edition of it being released, the plastic's pretty bloody good in it. So then you're able to take the decals out of the vintage classic and build that kit as it originally. Because
that's another question actually I've got for Malcolm regarding decals. Do you take, like, for example, I think IPMS have decal banks on that. Do Models for Hero run such a similar scheme? For example, if somebody wants a particular scheme that isn't available, say, out the box, but is available in another set, for example?
We don't have a scheme. We have a box file full of decals in the warehouse. If that's what you call a scheme. We don't have the time or the resources to run that sort of thing. But I mean, we do have lots of decals that get donated. Often, if we have a kit that we just can't use because it's either been started or the part's missing, we'll just take the decal sheet out of it and put it in the decal sheet box. And then we'll have that if somebody else hasn't got any decals in a box, or if someone mentions on our groups that has anyone got a decal, we'll have a look. But we don't have a scheme so much.
Gareth Jackson has also added £10 to the kitty. Thank you very much received. As I said, all super chats will be going to Models for Heroes tonight. There was another question, wasn't there, down the bottom here? No. Oh yeah. No. Oh yeah. It was Annette. I've had a thought about how a way I could help Models for Heroes. Email them. I think that's the best way. Email Malcolm and take it from there.
There's a contact button on the website. Find it.
So then, Malcolm, 10 questions for you, just to quickly jump on and move the conversation on a bit. 10 quick questions. You got to answer them quickly. Favorite manufacturer?
Airfix.
Airfix, is it? Airbrush or hairy stick?
Hairy stick.
You're a hairy stick man, are you?
Well, currently I'm doing these bolt action things, so that I'm doing that. But I do have an airbrush and a compressor and all the gear and no idea.
So you do airbrush then, yeah?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
What sort of airbrush do you use?
This is a Fender.
Oh, you're a Fender. Is that 28 quid one that Jonathan Mock was banging on about? Because I got it as well. I think it's one of F183K.
Yeah,
honestly,
Mock was talking about this one. It's the Fender.
It's brilliant.
Chips, brilliant.
Yeah.
The compressor as well is pretty good.
Yeah.
Though it did fail on me the other day. I had to buy a new one.
You had to buy a new compressor?
I was using it in the heat, and I didn't like it.
He didn't like it. No, that's fair enough. So Fender airbrush. Right. Next question is scale. Favorite scale.
This one.
Oh yes.
This is my scale model of a scale.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So it's a dollhouse scale. So that was like 1/12, something like that. You can get loads of different scales in 1/12 scale. So I'm going to start a collection of like different types. You can get electronic ones for your dollhouse. Yeah. The ones where everything's on one side and then you put the bits on that side and there's like a little weight. But yeah, that's my favorite scale.
Because when you were showing that off, you were showing off your what was it? Your dispenser. You had a really clever cocktail stick dispenser.
I do.
Is it still working or is it broken?
It's wearing down.
Is it wearing down?
That one.
That's the one.
I got this one off Temu, right? So it's a little man, and you put it down, and you pull up, pull down, and out comes. The only problem is in this country, the cocktail sticks are about a centimetre too long.
Oh,
Because the ones because the Temu one, it comes like these little tiny ones, like, and they're really good size actually, but I cannot get them for love nor money. So this is defunct now because I can't get the cocktail sticks in this country, believe it or not. So
it's the thing. It's the thing. Everyone needs to have a cool cocktail stick dispenser on their desk.
That whole section just felt like a Jack Nicholson moment of One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Medication time.
What's your favourite subject, Malcolm?
Scale modelling.
Yeah,
Aircraft.
just
Modern
aircraft.
jets.
Yeah.
Modern jets. Yeah.
Oh, that's the second. That's the second one. So modern jets, and that's fine. Okay. What's your favourite paint, or what paint do you rely on most of? I don't say favourite anymore. I say rely on.
Vallejo Model Air.
You use that, do you?
Yep. Used it for paintbrush, brushing, and thin it down a bit more, and it's great for the airbrush. Yep. Love it.
Fair enough. Model Air. See, I had the whole lot, and I think when I got onto lacquer paints, the world changed because of drying time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was you, John. We had a conversation one night, didn't we? That it was basically lacquer paints, even though they're bad for us. I understand that you got to wear a mask and vent and everything. Though some nights I don't bother, and I'm just seeing happy flying clouds. You know,
Like standing on a barbecue.
yeah, that's right. I think it's speed. When you lacquer paint something, within 20 minutes you can carry on to the next stage. That's all it is. But I never. So if you're using Model Air, so what are you thinning the Model Air with when you put it through your airbrush?
Water and alcohol.
Really?
Just a small mixture of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. So Model Air is your favourite paint.
Yep.
Other questions I was going to ask. I've got a sheet here of questions I was going to ask you, and I can't find it, so I'm just thinking off the bottom of my head. When you do your podcast,
Yeah.
is it scripted?
No. God no. No. Do you know, when we started, we scripted the beginning and the end. We scripted this is what we're going to talk about. This is the thing we're going to do. And then the script was the end when we would list the people in the Patreon. We don't do that anymore. We just go, have you got 10 minutes to do a podcast? And I go, yeah, we've got about an hour. That'd be fine. I'll see you online then. Go.
Yeah.
That's literally it. And then we just talk for an hour. And then maybe get it edited if we're lucky.
Yeah.
And it goes out.
I have often thought that the best videos are the ones that are streams of consciousness, because they are genuine. They are actually what happens. I think that's nice.
Yeah. Obviously, we edit out when the cats jump up, and
I remember that.
Wives appear in there. The wives appear.
I had to email you. I had to email you when it's the way you said it. Or the cat's ass is in my face now. He needs to be punished. And I was thinking, what are you gonna do to that cat? Just the way you said it needs to be punished. It was like, oh, brilliant.
Yeah, swing it around. Yeah, we've all been there. We've all been there.
Yes. Is there enough room to swing a cat? Yeah.
It's punished. The cat had to be punished.
Yeah.
I had to write in. I had to say I'd have a picture of that again. Because sometimes I think you do it now. Do your podcasts are now live streamed, aren't they, as well? Or you put a video out?
Yeah, we put the video. The way that so Google Podcasts and YouTube merged together. So you may as well just do a video and record the audio, put the audio out as a podcast, and the video part goes on YouTube.
Yeah,
and a lot of people find that great. Whether they watch or not, I don't know. But we have to remember when we're recording it that people are listening on their radios, on their wireless, and they can't see what I'm talking about. So we have to keep going, if you're watching in multicolor,
Super Mario Vision, then we're you know what I mean? Yeah. I've often thought about putting the Airfix and Chill as a podcast, but it's just another editing thing I'll have to do. And for me, the good thing about Airfix and Chill is the fact that I think of a subject, or I look through all the emails of subject matter and then loosely tell the guys, we're going to talk about this tonight. And to be really fair, the hardest thing is not having dead sound, or dead, loss of noise, to keep the conversation going. That's the hardest thing I find when I'm doing these Airfix and chills. But I take inspiration from the chat and and
But that's
and
why you do the bear cat drinking game, don't you? So
the
every
bear
time
cat. I
you
was
have the
mentioning
bear
the
cat
bear
have a
cat.
shot.
Yeah, if I mention bear cat, you can have a shot. Yeah, I haven't done it for a while actually. But I see that. Yeah, I mentioned it first off, didn't I? Scope of, there was a question about if say do you, that's it, this is the one I was looking at. Malcolm, what if the veteran has moved abroad? Say a Gurkha veteran has moved to Nepal. Could M4H support a veteran living abroad?
Difficult,
It would be.
because we want to support every single person that's served and been brave enough to sign up for a start and put their lives on the line and their mental health on the line, often in the service of the country, and protect my family. But the difficulty is the cost of sending it across.
You can't send glue either, can you? Well, you can, but
we try, but no. The cost is not practical, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But what we could do, we have contacts all around the world. So if there was, a Gurkha perhaps in Nepal, I'm sure there are model shops in Nepal. I'm sure there are modelers in Nepal. And with our contacts and our time, we could find somebody who could help, or send them a few kits from Nepal rather than from the warehouse. We had someone recently actually who lived on the other side of the world, but had served, in the army for 20 years and wanted to get away from it all, quite honestly. But we just can't afford to send it, can't afford to send it across. So 50 quid plus to send a box around, and it's just too expensive. So don't emigrate until you've had your box, and then you can go.
yeah. Then it's your problem then. That saying then, it's kind of, I know there was a question before and I missed it. So if you've asked this question, I'm really sorry. Because they aimed it at John, Alec, and Jim there, saying about, is there anything like this in America? And I was going to just jump back and say that, fortunately, like with the 48 and 48, you get a lot of support from the Americans and the Australians. Is there branches or thoughts of expanding M4H in these other countries for them to not like franchise it, because I don't suppose it could ever come back as Models for Heroes as an English charity, but as people come up to you saying we'd like to do something like this in our country,
and all the time.
And has it happened?
So every month or so I get an email from someone from the States or someone from Spain or someone from Australia saying what's the equivalent of Models for Heroes. And it's funny because I remember seeing a thing about Models for Troops in America. It was a chap sending out kits to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And he wasn't running like we do with sessions. He was just sending kits out to his son initially. And I asked him what the equivalent was in England, and he didn't know. But now, yes, if you go onto our on our website, if you go to the About, there's organizations and other links, and there are lists of other people that are doing similar things. Models for Troops in the States, Legions, the op build in Canada, Ontario. This is very similar to Models for Heroes. In the Netherlands, you've got scale models for vets.
Yeah.
They do the same sort of thing. Yorkshire Veterans Model Club, as I mentioned, it's not exactly abroad, but it's Yorkshire. It's north of the M4 for me, so it's foreign lands.
Yeah.
And as I hear about them, I put them up on the website. Also, recently we started, which is not to do with Models for Heroes, but we started it. There's a group called the Consortium of Model Making Organizations, and I have asked lots of different people if they find out about somebody who's making models and as an organization in another country, to get in touch, and we'll put you on there, because then I point people to there who email me and say, where's the nearest. But if anyone wants ever to have any advice about how to set up a Models for Heroes in your country, I would love to give you that advice, because I didn't have it when I started. And I would have liked to have a book that said how to run models for heroes in your country.
It'd be an Amazon bestseller, that
would it? Okay.
Yeah. I'm waiting for mine to become a bestseller, but it's kind of stalled at the moment. I think everyone wants to read it, read it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But there isn't.
There
isn't a book that says that, so you have to work it out. But I'd be quite happy to give my time to help you if you wanted to put the time in.
That's fantastic. Yeah. A chap came up to me called Keith on Sunday, and he had come to the model show because he heard I was going to be there, and he bought the book and he asked me to sign it, the front page for him. So I signed it to Keith. Happy modeling, love mods.
That's cool.
I've had a lot of people do that when I've gone to model shows. They brought their book along for me to sign it.
Yeah.
I had one chap who bought the hard copy version of my book, sent it to me to sign it, and also paid me to send it back to him signed. You know, it's but I think that's one of those things that when you have the author sign the book, it puts the cherry on the cake sort of thing. So
yeah, I think if I wrote a book, there probably be people would pay me not to sign it, not to dirty it up. You know.
Yeah, I get that. Ian Stevenson has said, I have moved to England in order to donate some kits and models for heroes. Not really. I've just moved to escape the lunacy currently building on the other side of the pond. My containers just arrived today into the country, so I'll be taking a drive to Newbury sometime to donate. Fantastic.
Cool.
I'm just going to jump because it's quarter to 10. I'm not trying to take away from Models for Heroes at all. But on my video, we had a competition, and it was to win this Panther Ost-G Panzerkampfwagen 5 standard K, whatever it is, SD KFZ 171. This is what I was saying about. These are fantastic 135th kits, simplified. So, like, if you watch the video, things like this, like, you know, the swing arms at the bottom are all in play. The way they've done the wheels, so that, you know, they're all together, apart from the last four you put on top. And I did say that if you comment on that video, you could win this Panther. And so I came across some software this week to pick a winner, a random comment picker it's called, and I've got to remove something here to put it up. If I add that and then stop the screen and then add this and then add this, then add, where is it to? Where's it? That one there is the one I want to put up. So that should be showing now to everyone. If I just, this modern technology doesn't work for me sometimes. The winner of this was Justin Mason 4255. You won the kit. As I say, it was a random generation. I just put the you put in the link to the video, and it randomly picks a comment. So Justin, you've won this Panther. Congratulations. As I said, these are fantastic. If you want to go and buy one, there are websites. Just type in I think they're by Tackham, but in this country, because they are they're imported by a company called Das Werk. So, but it's exactly the same. It's all in the box. It comes with plastic, a little bit of photo etch for your grills, got a tow rope with it, lovely decal sheet, and you can pick them up for 25 quid. So,
Justin's gone home.
What's that?
Justin is on the stream. He went home earlier.
Oh, is he on? Is he? Oh, I did see him because he donated tonight.
Yeah.
I was going to do it then, but I thought, no, wait till the end. So, Justin Mason, if you could email me, and then what I'll get you to do is add a comment under your name, so I can verify it's you, and I'll get this shipped out to you by Thursday. So, congratulations on winning the kit, Justin. All right, so that's done. Yeah. But yeah, these are well recommended. The Das Werk, they don't just do these two. There's a couple of others, and also very good module builds as well. But if you want to donate some tanks and buy some, you can. You know, you can you say go onto Amazon, and then you can change the delivery, can't you, to Models for Heroes, and just send it direct from Amazon or whatever, you know, if you wanted to do that. So yeah,
Okay.
if they're on the Amazon site, or any model shop will do that for you as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, okay, so well done for that. The Tycoon Jagdpanzer is cheap. It is 25 quid, and as you know, Models for Heroes are desperate for 1/35th scale vehicles, and that's worth looking at. So, but yeah, right. We've got the last 14 minutes. Is there any questions in the chat you would like to share with Malcolm? Please add now, and we'll jump in. And as I said, again, Models for Heroes is a charity based in the UK, and well, Great Britain, isn't it, and Northern Ireland, etc. Giving out
UK.
kits, in the UK. You give out kits to the. Is it? Do you do ambulance folk as well? Fire brigade, ambulance, or is it just
Yeah.
armed forces?
Emergency services, yeah.
Emergency services as well.
Yeah, so that's Coast Guard, bomb disposal, I think, as well.
Mm. What about the AA and the RAC? Because they are the fourth emergency service, aren't they?
Yeah, they self-named themselves. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Remember that advert?
I do.
Yeah, a good advert
Yeah.
that was. To our members with the fourth emergency service.
Category 1 first responders is the proper way of saying it. Basically, a community of the blue light. You know,
The blue light.
Yeah,
They have a little badge. They can get a little code. They get a little badge, a little ID card, isn't it? I guess.
Yeah, there is a blue light card. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
You can get. Yes, it's similar to the veterans one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone serving, anyone's a veteran, can benefit from our organisation.
Yeah, serving will have a mod 90 from memory, in theory.
Yes, but there's a veterans ID now, isn't there?
There's a veterans ID as well.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
you can get certain discounts and things as well with that.
Yeah, brilliant. Are there also any questions from the panel for Malcolm before we go? No, all pretty much good. Malcolm, again, thank you for joining us. The total so far, if I'm just trying to add it up with the starred ones, if we add Gareth Jackson's to the total, I had a total here a minute ago. What have I done with it? I had a total here.
Whilst you're totaling, I have got one question. What is the hobnob themed build for Telford this year?
What's the question? What
is the hobnob themed build for Telford this year?
What is it? It is anything to do with the hobnobs. Yeah. So on the Friends of Models of Heroes table, they're going to have hobnob builds. So anything to do. I haven't got mine here with me, but it's someone's building a truck with biscuits on the back. So it's hobnob biscuits. I built a tanker. What do they call them? Train carriage.
Yeah. Fuel carriage.
That's it. And it had hobnobs written on the side. You know. So it's basically anything to do with hobnobs, because hobnobs is the best biscuit ever made by human beings. There are no other biscuits, as we know. So that's why we're doing it.
I've often wondered whether you watch that documentary on YouTube about the biscuit wars. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
It's a fantastic documentary about the biscuit wars, about club biscuits and all these biscuits. And they actually talk about, because the hobnob is a relatively late development in the realm of biscuits. And they talk about how they created the hobnob.
Wow.
What does that say about our country?
You can dunk a hobnob 3 times. Yeah. It's because it's an oaty biscuit. Oats. They've decided they were going to use oats, and it's the only biscuit you can dunk 3 times, and you can still put it to your mouth. You know what I mean?
It's a twice cooked renegade, that one.
Do you know what, Moz? There's your next podcast.
Yeah,
biscuit chat with Moz.
Biscuit chat with Moz. Yeah,
talk about all day.
Yeah, we can row about the Jaffa. You know, I those are the best documentaries. Like, how did Jaffa Cake win the war against the VAT man? You know what I mean? It's such a great They
Yeah.
created a Jaffa cake the size of a cake and said,
Yeah.
this is a cake because it goes hard. Biscuits are hard, and when they go
Yeah.
off, they go soft, and they created it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You've now given me an idea for rebranding that Airfix beer Spitfire as an Airfix Hobnob Spitfire in 24th. Instead of beer barrels, it's got hobnob packs. Like oh god, that's an image I can't unsee now.
That's how it happens. That's why we'd like to do these fun group builds, is because it's just a bit of fun and remind everybody why we do the hobby, and it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be good.
Yeah, we're not. I think in every hobby that, as I was saying, there's always, when you look at the hobby, any hobby, you've got the basics, you've got your standards, and I look at it like with golf, in that, like with scale modeling, it's like you're just a regular builder. You could be a regular golf player, or you could end up being the PGA Tour doing competitions like a lot of scale modelers do. But that's the realm of hobbies. There's it's for everyone, and I think that's where it comes to. But and I think there is a very, very quiet resurgence or revival of scale modeling. And
Have you heard the term kidult?
Yes, like the Lego lot, kidult, adult, in it. Yeah.
That's the toy industry is very interested in kidult as a demographic now.
Yeah,
we had an article in the Toy Master magazine, Toy World, I think it was. Not sure.
Is it Toy World? The online one that I get information. Yeah.
And they were talking about the kidult and models for heroes, and so it's very interesting.
Lego's seen a big resurgence like that for kidults and stuff.
Yeah. I was just about to say is that it's quite strange that Lego pride themselves on being something for adults, but they won't do Death and Conflict. That's why Quick Build started. Airfix designed these Spitfires and stuff with Lego in mind. Lego were going to do it, then they pulled out because they didn't want to do Conflict. They decided we're not going to do Conflict, but it's a strange one, that. But anyways, I've just totaled up. We've had £165 in donations on Super Chats tonight. I will round that up to 200. Okay, so I'll round that up to £200. So you've got £200 from Airfix and Chill. So that's basically 20 boxes are going to go out. We're going to pay you the postage on 20 boxes. So but if there's and again, Malcolm, thank you for your time coming on. It's been really appreciated. And again, if you're doing something else, another like a campaign, feel free to hook us up and we'll get you on again to talk about it.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much, Moz.
Yeah, no, it's good. And and if like I said, if there's anything if you feel that you need any time to pop on, you're quite welcome. You're always a member of Airfix and Chill if you get bored. But then again, on the Monday night, you do your own little.
I do, yeah. I do. So, yeah, we have an introductory session at Models for Heroes online on the Monday night.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's okay. I've got people to cover it.
Yeah,
we'll find out when the session report comes out. But
well, apologies to your little group on a Monday, but and thank them for allowing you to come on here. It's good, and also and the vision that you've got. I wish you all the best. Getting CEO and and finding a level where it sustains itself. And basically, third sector does cost money. That's how it works.
Nice.
And but
if you want good employees, then you have to pay them.
Yeah,
you do.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
One day,
One day. Anyways, we're going to call it a night now. Thank you, gentlemen, and Malcolm, and all the panel, and all those who've donated tonight. Thank you. All those who've commented. Thank you. And again, all the information is on their website, modelsforheroes.org, isn't it? .org on that one. Models for Heroes. Is it a 4 or is it the word 4?
No, it's not the 4. It's the word 4.
The word 4. That's right. I just looked it up. Then there it is. There.
But it is M4H though, so that does.
It is M4H. Yeah, you've got like a link. What do you call it? A backing link, haven't you, to go into it?
Yeah, we've also
Brilliant.
got models for heroes.org.uk without the E because a lot of people spell heroes wrong. So we have to have a separate domain to catch that as well. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, I get that. Anyway, folks, we're going to call it a night. Thank you, and we'll see you soon. God bless you. Good night. Cheers. Bye-bye.